Hey there, my gorgeous friends on the internet. In this episode, we're gonna build a JavaScript project. Yay, everybody loves those. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna build out an app with OCR, which is orange, cucumbers, and raspberries. And what it does is you can take any image, we're gonna upload it, and it's gonna take a look and analyze all the text from the image, and it's gonna extract it, and we can do whatever we want with it. Now what we're gonna build is an uploading file, so we can upload any image, and it's automatically gonna convert it to a PDF, so we can copy all the text from it if we want. And this episode is brought to you by this toothpick, which magically goes away. I just licked my thumb here, and I stuck it here, and then I opened it up like this. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so let's get into the meat and the potatoes, whatever that means. So let's open up, we just have an empty project here, and we're gonna build this out with node.js. So the first thing we're gonna do is say npm init -y. Okay, this is just gonna generate us a package.json, which will hold all of our dependencies that we're gonna install to make this app possible. So what we're gonna say is npm install. Now we're gonna need a few things here. The first one, let me just make sure I copy all of them, is gonna be EJS. The second one is gonna be Express, like that. Let me pull this a bit up so you can see. Express, then we're gonna need multer, tesseract.js, and actually that's gonna be it. So make sure to add these, hit enter, and this is gonna load up, and we're actually also gonna add nodemon, but I'm gonna add that separately as a dev dependency, because at the end we don't really care about that in our final project. We just use it, so it kind of auto restarts our server without killing it and then coming back. If I say that word, do I get demonetized? npm install, we're gonna say dash, let's see, dash install dash save dash dev, and we're gonna say nodemon. Okay, so all this does is whenever you hit control save, it's gonna reset your server, and it's gonna auto update everything. So to make this nodemon thing work, we can close this up, go to package.json, and here we can get rid of this test and the scripts, and we can just add our own. So make sure to add double quotes here and say start, and then here we can just say nodemon and whatever file we're gonna create. So I'm gonna call it app.js. Hit save, and we can create our app.js here. So open it up, app.js, and if we console log, hey here, and now we can just run npm start. Let's run npm start, and as you can see, it's gonna listen to all the changes. So if I add something else, hit control save, it's gonna auto update, okay? Control C to exit this, we don't need it right now. Okay, so what are we using? What are we doing? Okay, so we are using Express to create the routes. So to add it, we just say const express equals require express, like that. All right, and we need to also initialize it. So say const app equals express, no, express, like that. Jesus, okay, that's good. If you don't know like Node.js at all, I do have a video on it and on Express as well, but we're gonna keep this very simple, so you can just kind of follow along. You don't even need that. Okay, another thing that we're gonna need is something called fs. So we're gonna require this fs. This we are gonna use to basically read files and create files and things of that sort. So fs. Then we're gonna also import, we're just importing everything. That's what we're doing now. Multer, this will allow us to upload all the files to our server. So we're gonna say require multer, too many L's and R's, it's hard to speak. And finally tesseract, which is actually gonna read our images. So from here, I'm just gonna set it equal to require tesseract.js, and we're gonna import one specific thing from here, which is gonna be called tesseract. Let me make sure I spell this worker. All right, so T-E-S-S-E-R-A. Okay, so this is good. Make sure it's A here. So there we go. I mean, you can just kind of copy it from here, make this uppercase, and just add worker in there. And finally, we're going to create a worker and set this equal to new tesseract worker, okay? And with this worker, we are going to analyze the images, okay? So these are all the things that we need. Now, where are we going to save all the images uploaded? Well, we need to create a storage basically here for us. So we can just initialize a storage like that and set this equal to, and we're going to use multer.disk storage here, and we can basically specify the file name, where we want everything to be, and things of that sort. So the first thing is destination, all right? And this is going to take a request, response, and a callback like this, okay? So here, what we're going to do is we're going to call that callback and basically add null as the first argument, and the second argument is going to be the path to the folder, okay? So here I'm just going to say /uploads. Uploads. So basically this gets called whenever we upload a file, okay? This callback gets called and it's going to set the destination here for us, okay? Uploads, and we're also going to create this folder right now. So we're going to say uploads. Perfect. And the second one is going to be the file name. So we're going to say file name, and what file name do I want to have here? Well, for now, let's say request, response, and callback. Like that. We're going to call this callback with null, and the second argument, let's just call file, okay? Or let's just say request. I'm not sure where this is going to live for now, so let's just leave request.file, and we're going to come back to this. Okay, hit save, and finally, what we're going to do is we are going to create a const upload and set this equal to multer, all right? Multer like this, and this takes an object of storage that we can add, and we basically pass this storage in here. So whenever we're gonna eventually call upload, and then we're gonna be like upload, hey, upload this file, right? So after this runs, it's gonna check the storage and it's gonna run these things up here. All right, it's gonna check, okay, where's the destination? I'm gonna run this callback and check the uploads, and the file name is gonna be here, okay? So we're just passing in the storage here to make sure everything is okay. Perfect, and what we're gonna add here is a dot single, like this, which accepts basically a single file with the name field name. Okay, so we can just, oh, look, we get it, the single file will be stored in request.file. So here we go. So basically it gets stored in this single, and here we can give it any name we want. I'm gonna name it avatar. So this is gonna be basically, we're gonna add this in our HTML. We're gonna call our file name avatar. I mean, you can change this to whatever you want, but for now we're gonna leave it like that. Now we actually want to see something on the screen so we can kind of drag and drop things to upload, right? But we don't have that anymore. Everything here is just backend code. So that's why we installed EJS. It gives us an ability to write some HTML, but also combine it with all the backend logic here. So to make this all work, what we can do is say app.set, and we're gonna say view engine like this, and we're gonna call EJS, okay? Perfect. So now what this allows us to do is we can create a folder, call this views, and in here I can just add an index.ejs, okay? And EJS can do a lot of stuff for you, but for now we're gonna keep this extremely simple, and we're gonna call this image to PDF as the title. And what we're gonna add in the style here is the ability to upload. We're basically gonna combine this with this. So in here, I'm just gonna add a title first. I'm gonna say image to PDF, okay? And the second is gonna be a form. The action is basically gonna be the route that we wanna go to. We don't have one yet, but we're gonna set it to /uploads, okay? Now don't be, this is not the same as the folder, so it's not the same as the folder. What we're gonna do is create an app.get, and we're gonna say /uploads, okay? So basically what this is, the action uploads is basically when we hit that submit form, we are going to run all the logic that we're going to add in here. Okay. Request, response, blah, blah, blah. All right. So console log, hey, or whatever, right? So basically when we run this uploads, this is going to run in here. Okay. It has nothing to do with this folder. Okay. And to make that clear, this is uploads. We can also rename this to upload, just to make it clear that this has nothing to do with that, okay? But we're gonna add this logic in just a bit. So upload, that's what we need. We need a method. Well, what do we wanna do? We wanna post, okay? We wanna send the picture. So that's what we're gonna add. And there's something called specified here that multer has, if you check the docs, is that you should add the enc type of multi-part form data. So that's what we're gonna add. Okay, and in here, all we need is just like an input like this, and the type is gonna be file, because we wanna upload a picture, and the name is gonna be avatar, okay? So this, we wanna make sure we match it up to this, so it knows. Okay, and finally, we just need a button with a type of submit. Okay, and this is gonna say convert, or something like that. Hit save, and that's all we need basically. So in theory, what we can do now is go back to this Express server that we created, and we can just listen. We can just start, basically listen and start up our server. So we can say app.listen, and we can also create a port here on which one to listen. We can just say const port is equal to, we can say 5000 or process.env.port. If you don't know what this is, basically we can run it on 5000, but if we ever upload this project to the internet, the port is going to be different. So this is automatically going to recognize it, and everything is going to be fine. So you don't just hard code it in here. Okay, so that's all that does. Perfect. So that's one, and in here we can just say app.listen to this port. Like that, and we can also add a callback if we want, and just say console log and say something like, hey, I'm running on port. You can just encapsulate port in here. Okay, let's run this. npm start. Let's see, do we get the message? No, we get errors. No, it says tesseract worker is not a constructor. Okay, so we messed something up here. Did we mess up? Okay, so I made a mistake. This one uses tesseract 1.0. So we're gonna uninstall this one. npm uninstall tesseract.js. We're going to use the second version because that is a bit more accurate than the first one, and it also allows us to do that PDF conversion. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go on tesseract.js here, and let me pull up the actual thing that we need to add. So in here, let me just make sure we get the correct one. Okay, so for the second one, we need npm install tesseract.js at next. Okay, this little thing messed me up. Let me close this up. So just add that and hit enter. And now it should work. It shouldn't have any issues. Okay, installed. Everything is good. Let's see. npm start again. And yep, I'm running on port 5000. Everything is perfect. Everything is good. Let's go back here and see if we are good. So as you can see, if we open up localhost 5000, we get nothing. Oh no, cannot get. So why does this not work? Well, what did we do so far? Up here, what we did was we declared all our imports. Down here, we just declared our storage. All right, this is where we want to store things. Down here, we just specified our upload. So I'm actually going to add these together here. And here we just set the view engine to EJS, but we never say anything to our thing, like what should I render? So we need to create routes. So I'm going to add routes here. And basically, depending where you navigate here with the slash, that's going to get rendered out on the screen. So now we are just on our base path. So we can say app.get, and when we go to slash, so our home, we can get a request response here. And for now, what I want to do is just say res response.render, and we can just render out our index page, okay? Which is this, our index.ejs. So that's why we set here our view engine to EJS, so it can render out these pages. Hit save, let's take a look, and there we go. Look at that, we have everything perfect. Good, okay, so we get this, we can choose a file, we can drop it in, and when we convert, obviously nothing is gonna happen, but as you can see, it automatically navigates to the upload. So what do? We create another route for the upload. So let's go down here, and this one's gonna be a post because we wanna submit something, right? App.post, here, when it hits the upload, all right, so you just specify the route it's gonna hit, we get the request and response again. All right, we're gonna run a function here. Okay, so down here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use that upload, and here we get access to request, response, and an error. And make sure to run an arrow function in here. And what we are gonna do is say console log request.file. Okay, this is where we're gonna get our file. Now, I actually wanna change something. So up here, I added request and response. We're actually gonna change all of these. So let me remove the file name here, and we're just gonna keep our destination because I wanna show you something. And this one, I want you to rename the response to file, all right? Because this is the one that we're actually gonna need. Okay, so with this one, if we just save this, all right, we're just console logging here, not doing really anything. And if we just run this and we try to upload a file, so let me choose a test here, .png, we're gonna hit convert. You're gonna see that this is our result. So here, request.file gives us back this original name test.png, encoding, MIME type, destination, and the file name. So as you can see, it found the destination, it uploaded it in here, it's a PNG file, but the name is kind of weird and wacky. So this is why we go up here and add our file name as well. File name, so what we're gonna say again is we're gonna say request and file and CB, okay, like that. And we're gonna run the CB with null, and the second argument is gonna be file. But what do we wanna rename this to? Well, it's pretty good, I think, if we just keep the original name. So whatever the user drops in is the same name it's gonna be here. So if we just add this file.original name, like this, as you can see now, it says test.png when it saves it. There we go. So that's pretty cool. So we don't get this random thing. All right, so let's delete both files here and the uploads. So yeah, we have the uploading working. Let's just drop in. We can drop in. All right, so we still have that error if we just click convert and we don't have any files. This is gonna break for us. But what we can do is just let's add Kanye West in here. Click convert and uploaded Kanye. There we go. We have Kanye. Perfect. Okay, let's delete everything in here. I'm gonna reset the server, close it up, reopen it. Okay, so we got that going. We're saving the file. That's good. Kanye, stop saving to my hard disk. Okay, what do we do now? Okay, so once we save it, what I want to do is I actually want to read that file. So I want to read it back to me and analyze it and basically export a PDF. So the first thing, I'm going to use that FS module that we talked about. We're going to read a file from our hard disk. Now this is very convenient because I can just add /uploads like this / and we can just say here we can interpolate request.file.original name. Okay, so we can just get whatever file he uploaded. So there we go. We can get this, and we can just add a comma here, and we can get access to error and data, like this. All right, we're gonna run another arrow function in here, like that. Okay, and in here what we can do is let's just make sure if we have an error like this, then we can just return a console log this is your error. All right, just in case we have any issues like that, okay? So make sure we check the error. And now what we're gonna do is use this worker, this tesseract worker in here to read that file. We're gonna say worker like this, and this has a method on top called recognize, like that. And a nice way to do it is just add it at the bottom like this. Recognize, like that. And we're just gonna pass in the data that we read from up there. Okay, data. And here we have other parameters that we can configure. We can add the language like English, Chinese, or whatever you want. I'm gonna keep it English. And the second argument, the third argument, is gonna be an object here. And what we do here is we can specify if we wanna get some PDF data. If we want, it's not necessary, but we're gonna do it. So we're gonna say test.test.js, create PDF, and I'm gonna say 1. Okay, I need 1 PDF. Okay, another is gonna be progress. This is, we can just console log this out to see if everything is working and how it processes the thing for us. So here I'm just gonna console log progress. Okay, and finally we can add a .then, and what I want to do is just say result. All right, we have access to the result. Now in here we can output the text if we want. Let's just do that for now, but eventually what we're going to do is redirect to another route where we can download it. So let's just say res.send, so we can add a response to the screen. It's going to be result.text, and this should work. And what we can actually do is finally, we can add a finally down here. It's the docs say that it's always good to end this worker, so we can see that sounds so dark, end the worker. We can terminate this after it did the text recognition and everything. Okay, so we're just closing this up. I have a feeling that I messed something up just because it didn't auto-complete anything for me, and I think the last time I did, it did. So I'm scared, but let's try. Okay, choose a file. Let's add this test, convert, hit me with the errors. Oh, there we go, recognizing. As you can see, it's loading up. So actually it works, autocomplete didn't work. And progress 1, and look at that, we have an output with the whole text. That's very cool. And the image gets uploaded in here, and we are done. Well, not really, we wanna do a PDF. So let me show you that little trick for you. Okay, let me close this up. Okay, I'm brain farting. Let's do, so what I want to do here, we can output this text if we want, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get rid of res.send, that thing, and I'm not even gonna use this result. What I want to do is say, we can just redirect, okay? We can bring the user somewhere else. And here I'm just gonna say /download, like that, okay? Now let me show you a cool trick, how you can just auto-download something. We can go up here or down here, and we can say app.get, so when we hit that download, then we can run request, response, like that. Here, it's gonna be very simple. We're just gonna get the last file, const file, set this equal to, and we're gonna add a tilde, and we're gonna say dir name, __ dir name, which is gonna be our base folder here. And we are gonna add a slash. All right, what am I doing wrong? Outside here. And we're just gonna get the latest output, which is this name. So we're gonna say rename. I'm gonna copy everything from here, and I just wanna add this at the end of the line like that. Okay, so basically, hey, just get the last file that was uploaded and let us download it. So down here, we just say res.download file. Okay, it's that simple. All right, now you can get more advanced with this, but I think this is a super clean way to do this. So now let's try again. We can choose a file, and let's go with this test, hit convert, and we should get it to download, hopefully. No, we get an error. Let's see. Oh, okay, it's recognizing. Yeah, let's just wait a bit. There we go. Look at that. We have a PDF downloaded to us. There we go. And we can grab the text. Does this work? Copy, paste, it works. Yes, everything is good. All right, so that's pretty cool. Finally, if you want to make this nicer looking, you can. Let me quickly show you what you can do. Up here, where we set the view engine, you can also set a public folder to add your styles, and basically it's going to recognize everything from there. So quickly, just to show you what you can do, is say app.set like this, and you can use a method called express.static like this, and you can just say public or whatever folder you want to add in here. And now you can create, I mean, you can add the views as well in there, and just make all these static files public. And here, if you want, you can add a style.css like that. Okay, and this should work. Let's try h1 color red like that. Hit save, and I'll make sure you can easily mess this up when you go to EJS here. You don't really want to add, so let's add a link. You don't really want to add /public/style. This is not going to work. What you want to do is whatever you set in here, this is where you navigate from. So we set public as our base folder. So you go from here anywhere you want. So in case of here, we just go to style.style.css, okay? Because we are in that public folder, and we set that public folder. So we navigate everywhere from here. So now this should work, I guess. It's not working. Why it not work? So the reason why it doesn't work is because you want to add not set here, you want to add use. All right, hit save. Let's take a look. Boom, so we get the red. Okay, so now you can just style everything the way you want. But yeah, there we go. That's gonna be it. We can upload anything. Now, this is not gonna work like super well. I'm not even sure. Let me try with handwriting. Handwriting. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if this works. If this works, it's pretty cool. But I don't have super high expectations. But let me save this. Okay. Let's drop this in here. Convert. And it works perfectly. That would be cool. Come on. Do it for me. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Ooh. Good handwriting. Okay. So as you can see, it's kind of messed up. It doesn't really work that well. Hand drilling, that's getting close. So if you want like good results, it might work with this as well. This is kind of also tilted to the side a bit. If you have a high resolution image, it might recognize it for you. And if you take it like straight flat looking, right? This is kind of tilted to the side a bit. I think if you do it straight flat with high resolution image, you can get some decent results with this as well. So give it a shot. As you can see, that's terrible. But look, I got one of your comments here. Are you subscribed to PewDiePie? Let's try this one. Drop this one in, convert, open it up, copy, paste. See, this one works perfectly. So the resolution depends, and also how clear the text is. So as you can see, this works very nicely. So thank you again very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the best tech channel on YouTube and sports. We do sports too. And I will see you in the next one, where we will cover animal footage in slow motion filmed with your phone with 1% battery. Life hacks.